I'm Kirsten and welcome to my 5-minute voice lesson. So the first thing that I usually do is a warm-up. So I like to do sirens and lip buzzes because that helps with warming up the vocal apparatus and working on your connection to your breath. I then like to warm down, so I do meows on a 5-note scale. The wider vowel allows you to move further down and strengthen your range down at the bottom. I then like to do a mix 2 head voice exercise called Be a Funny Shoe. This is a building exercise that adds on 2 separate sections. So you start with Be a funny shoe, which helps with that connection to the mix. Funny shoe, which allows us to work on connection to our vibrato. And then funny shoe, funny zoo, funny too, which is where we work on loosening the head and neck tension and just shaking it all out, and it's a little fun. For my more classical vocalists and for my sopranos, I like to follow that with a Z-aw combination. From there, I like to go all the way up the range, and in most cases we will do from the bottom of the range all the way to the top. And then I like to warm back down to connect our head, mix, and chest back together for whatever piece we're working on that day. So if we just finished. Then I would start. And we would follow that pattern of kind of like a sigh all the way back down until we were back into our chest area. And that is our basic warm-up to start with. What I want to talk about now is how after our warm-up we use a musical piece in order to further our technique and growth. I think it's very important that within the first lesson we start picking music for the student that they are excited about, that is age appropriate, and that is going to push them in a direction towards goals that they want. We use the piece of music to talk about key signatures, note values, rhythm, dynamics. There's so many wonderful things to learn about music, and so it's very important, in my opinion, to use the song that a student is learning in order to impart that knowledge. Now I'm going to be taking you through a version of some notes that I would do with a piece. So to work on this operatic section from the magic flute, what I usually have a lot of trouble with is those higher notes on the staccato, feeling like they're not coming out clear and feeling like they are dragging a bit or a little bit under pitch. And so what I do there is this would be where we would talk about vowel changes and breath in order to support notes that high and that fast. So instead of I'd go it's just slight changes in the shape of the mouth, but they make a big difference. The next section is the jazz section, and this is where I like to talk a lot about connection to your chest voice, because do we da do za dips voice bleep doy bloy bleep blip, and feel comfortable in that lower ring and that resonation down here. This is also a point in time where I talk about the style, because we're not going to sing jazz straight do we da do da dip. That's really boring. This is where we add in some fun vowel changes in order to bring in that sense of jazziness. Do we da do da dips boy split it oi boy bleep blip. And then finally the last section is musical theater. So in this section I would tell students to really focus on making sure the words are clear and understandable. Make sure that you understand the emotion. So this section is very mousy into yelling out what you want. And so allowing that to play dynamically. Would you kindly stop? Those are some notes that I would give myself or another vocalist whenever working on a piece like The Girl in 14G. And I would do similar things with any of the music that I would give to my students. Thank you so much for viewing my demo lesson. I'm Kirsten Beach, and I hope to see you next week.